Are you stuck below 1000 ELO in chess? Well, if you are, then this video is for you. Today, we're going to look at 5 main tips on how to improve your chess ELO so you can reach 1000 ELO. We'll analyze some of my own games from when I was below 1000 ELO, and we're going to apply these ideas to see what I could have done differently and what you can start doing in your games to get to 1000 ELO. These are the 5 main tips if you're under 1000 ELO to start improving today. 1. Time management. Take your time when you're playing. Do not spend 1 second on every move if you're playing a 10-minute game. 2. Don't blunder pieces randomly and don't just hang things for no reason. 3. Puzzles and tactics. Practice these a lot and this will help you immensely in your games. 4. Always go through the checklist of checks, captures, and attacks after every move you make and after every move your opponent makes. 5. Don't waste time playing unnecessary moves that don't improve your position or waste too much time. Now, we're actually going to go over here to the other screen. We're going to go to the first game. This is a game when I was 679, so I was in the 600s. And as you can see here, I've already started to learn openings, so I have this nice position already as a 600 in the early game. This is why I actually recommend doing the London, even if you don't like it. It's good for beginners because it's nice and simple. And I had this great position early on with not much happening. But then it all starts going downhill when the opponent plays the move g5. So what you should be doing is looking for checks, captures, attacks is what you always should do when it's your turn. So in this position, I don't have any checks. Everything's blocked. There's no checks. There's captures. And you can see here that I saw this capture on g5. And what you should be doing is counting the number of defenders. So in this case, the knight defends and the queen defends. Whereas I only have 2 attackers. I have a knight and a bishop. So I can't take because there's more defenders than I have attackers. But because I'm 600, I decide to take, and I blunder a bishop for no reason. And as you can see, they just take, I take back, and then they take, and I'm now down a bishop because I blundered a piece for no reason, and I didn't take my time. If you also notice the clock here, so it's a 10-minute game. I only have 9 minutes and 43 seconds. I only use 17 seconds playing the opening. And then they play this move, and look at, I spend 3 seconds. That's nowhere near enough time when I should be spending calculating what to do in this position. But because I spend no time, I just take and take, and it's now 9:34. I've only spent 26 seconds, and I've already lost a piece. So we keep playing. They make a battery. Beginners like to try and make checkmating threats right away, so always practice how to defend yourself and not moving the wrong pieces. So I defend with the move g3, bishop out, and then they sacrifice the bishop for no reason because they're 600, of course. And you're supposed to play something like e4 in this position, so I get a mistake because I bring the knight up, slide the bishop back, they rotate some stuff, and then this is another example of wasting time with unnecessary moves. I give this check for no reason because it can be blocked by multiple things, especially a pawn, and I'm not actually threatening to do everything. I wasted time playing this move when instead I could have gone something like queen e2 to help defend all these pawns from an attack here because the opponent might start going something like h5, h4, and if I had my queen here, it would actually help defend and keep everything together. But instead of that, I went for this check, they block, and then I start making an attack on this queen side, even though I should be helping defend over here on the king side right now. So they slide the bishop over, attack the queen, we get this position. The bishop ended up in a bad spot, so it was actually good that I took because it made a weakness here. And I slide the rook back to attack, they slide the king up, I take, they take, and I actually got a brilliant move here. I don't know if my 600 brain did it on purpose or just an accident and I lost a bishop, but I won the knight and I could actually come back with this pawn. So they decide to attack my queen. I slide my queen out of the way. And then they played this move, queen h3. And as you can see, they are now threatening checkmate in 1. And if you haven't noticed, I haven't even taken 2 minutes off the clock by the 23rd move of the game in a 10-minute game. I should be taking a lot more time than that, even though I'm not. So because I am a 600, I spend 4 seconds. I take a pawn over here for free because I'm like, ooh, shiny pawn, but I get mated in 1 move because of that. And as you can see there, basically all of the principles were there. Like, I'm not waiting long enough to make moves. I don't think about my moves. I'm wasting time with unnecessary moves. I'm not even looking at simple blunders, like in this position back here. I didn't calculate. All it would take is more than 3 seconds that I played to calculate that, oh, I can't actually take this pawn. And that's why I should be practicing things like puzzles and tactics. Now, if you don't have a chess.com membership, it's actually hard to do puzzles. They don't let you do that many. Lead Chess has free puzzles. I don't use it, but they have unlimited free puzzles. Don't need to pay anything if you want to practice puzzles like that. Or if you do have a membership on chess.com, then go and select certain kinds of puzzles that you're bad at. You can actually select specific puzzles like back rank checkmates or mate in twos, for example, if you struggle with those to actually practice specifically what you're bad at. So we're going to move on. We're going to go to the 800 game here. So I'm now 800, and you're going to see the improvement a little bit in this game. So we start the game off, and I actually go for this reverse fried liver for some reason. I don't know what this opening is, but it's basically fried liver. Normally the fried liver is going this direction. You're going for the king side, but I'm doing it over here, I guess. So they strike in the center, they block, and I actually play decently here. You can see that I improve. So instead of being like, oh, free pawn, take, I don't, and I'm 800 now, so I actually attack the knight and threaten my fried liver attack here at the same time. So they slide the knight back, I take with check, king slides up, and I actually have a decent position where I'm up like +2 in the computer, and they even blunder because I can take here, and then you're actually supposed to take with queen d5. This is an example of not taking my time and not calculating, because in this position, I played this bishop move in 2 seconds. I'm still horrible at my time management. It's already like 10 moves into the game, and I haven't even taken 30 seconds. Or instead, I should have just taken a time, oh, do I have any checks, captures, and attacks? Well, I have this check here. Oh, it's not defended. It's a free pawn. So I can just take. I've now won a pawn for free with a check. So the opponent is now forced to do something like block with the bishop or slide their king back. And then I can just safely slide back and I've just won a pawn for free. But instead of that, I played this move bishop d3, which wastes time. So they give a check here. I slide the bishop back again, blocking. And then they push this pawn forward. Again, it's kind of a waste of time. This pawn is just mostly a target. It's undefended. So I decide to castle and keep myself safe. They slide the king back. We get into this position where you can see again, I took 7 seconds. And I didn't calculate anything. I saw, ooh, I can take this pawn. And they can actually just take back because they have 2 defenders. But what I should have been looking at is scanning the whole board. Make sure to scan the entire board and look at all the pieces that are active. I should have looked and saw, oh, my opponent just moved this queen. I wonder what it's attacking. Okay, so it's attacking this pawn. It's attacking this bishop. Oh, this bishop is undefended. I should slide it back. But instead of that, I took and I blundered the bishop. So what I should have done is taken more time. That is so key because so many people, and I struggled with it clearly, we're on move 15 and I haven't even spent a minute, but I should just need to take time and look at what I'm doing. And if I looked, I would have saw takes, and then now I'm in a losing middle game and I'm about to be in a losing end game. And then I actually get this nice move here, pawn d5, threatening to win this, and I actually win something back. I win the bishop back. I am now winning again. And they slide the rook in. I give a check here, which isn't the best, but it's fine. Again, I should be looking at, is this a good move? Can it blunder anything? It doesn't, but it does kind of blunder a pawn because you can take, and take. So it kind of blunders, and then I attack the queen. So we get this check, king slides over, and then I get this blunder rook here. And what I should have been doing, again, I spent 12 seconds, so a little bit longer, but I just need to look. Okay, so if I go to this square, can it be attacked? And in this case, yes, they can just take with the knight and I lose it for free. And I can't take any of these pieces back because they're all defended or out of range. So I slide the bishop back, but as you can see now, it is mate in 5. So they give a check here. And what I should have done is the move f3. Where, as you can see, it's blocked and it's mate in 9, but for a 800 level player, that wouldn't necessarily happen. You definitely still have a chance to defend yourself. But instead of that, looking for all the moves I could do to block, I instead went with this move, king g1, and I blundered mate in 1, and the game was over. So even at the end here, it's important that I spent 3 seconds on this move because I saw, oh, check, move quick, get out of the way. And I ended this game with 8 minutes on the clock on a 10-minute game. What I should have done is thought here for a second, oh, is this mate? Am I going to lose the game? Can I move this to block? Yes, I can. Is that a good move? Yes, because this is defended. Now, they could have taken one like this, and in this position, the best move is to just sack the queen, because it's still mate in 7, but it's not immediate, because you can defend somehow. But what I should have done is taken time. That is probably one of the biggest tips that I mentioned, is take your time when you're playing, because it's so important to not spend 2 minutes in a 25 move game and lose because of that. Now, if we go over, we're gonna go for the last game here, and as you can see, I am now 1,000, and you're gonna see the difference here when I play. So we're gonna start the opening. I play like a King's Indian defense, which is what I still play today, basically. This is the same thing. And as you can see, I'm actually fine here. This is totally fine. And a lot of people like to go for this fried liver attack no matter what. And in case you're wondering, if you ever go for a fried liver where they win a pawn and a rook for their 2 pieces, it is better for you. You want to get the 2 pieces for your rook and pawn, just in case you ever run into that. And then they play this move queen out because they're trying to attack early. They really want to put pressure on this f-pawn. So again, I waste time here with this move bishop g4 when I could have been doing something else. I attack the queen, but there isn't really any threat. I could just slide my queen over instead, but as you can see here, I actually calculated that move and I spent 23 seconds on that. So I'm already improving my time management, and just that alone can get you pretty high to 800, 1,000 and more. But I'm still wasting time with moves like this where I attack the queen, but there's no follow-up, so it's just a waste of a move. I develop the knight, castle, and then again, I waste this move attacking this knight, which already isn't doing a whole lot. What I should have done is something like this if I was going to attack it, and played h6, because I'm not sacrificing this diagonal with this bishop, and I'm also either forcing them to take or jump out somehow. But instead, I waste time with this move, and instead I get kicked around. My pieces have to go back. Their knight jumps out. It's safe. I support the center. We go bunch here. You can see I'm just playing very slowly, where I'm just shuffling the same piece over and over again. So I move this bishop here, and then I move it again, where I should have just gone to somewhere like here in the first place. But instead, I waste time. I trade pieces. See, it's mostly equal here. I actually have a slight advantage. But you'll notice this bishop here. In this position specifically, the bishop should be on g7, and it should be looking at this diagonal. But I wasted time with this move h6, and you'll see why that was a bad idea. So I actually end up trading it for this knight, which you shouldn't trade bishops for knights unless you have a reason. That's actually a good tip there. And I slide this queen up, defend the knight. We get some trades in the center. Knight jumps over here. But now the white is starting to gain an advantage back, and they're infiltrating with the queen here. They're threatening to try and push some pawns here and get a checkmate in this square. So I try to defend. My queen's under attack. I take the pawn, but it's actually not a very good move. They waste some time. They didn't find the right move. It's supposed to be, what is it? Bishop takes h5. So they should have just gone here, opened up my king. But instead, I do this move f6, blocking off my queen from the square. And now they take the knight. And I can't take back because I lose my queen. But in this position, I decided it was best to take this bishop, which blunders the queen. And I should have taken some more time to calculate. But instead, I took the wrong thing. I lost my queen. I took their bishop back, but it is now mate in 7. Now, and 1,000 isn't actually going to find mate in 7, but they might accidentally if they start giving checks. So check, block, they take. I slide the king up. I block here. And then you're going to see here another waste of time, where I kind of just waste time moving my king up when everything's defended for now. So they give a check. I'm forced to trade into a losing position. And then I waste time again with more king moves, making it mate in 4 instead. Where I should have just gone something like rook f8 or rook e8, where I can block here. So instead of that, I just slide my king back, and now it's mate in 4. Because I check, I can't block, I have to slide to the back rank. So they give check, slide over, and it is now mate. So as you can see here, I actually did play much better, and I had tactics and ideas really. So like I played solid, I kept my king safe, I attacked the queen when it came out, I developed, I tried to attack the knight, I pushed pawns in the center. But it still didn't end up winning for me because I took too much time on things that weren't good for my position. Like I attacked this queen for no reason. The bishop like goes here, goes back again. Like it makes like 4 moves that were a waste of time. And this bishop too just attacked a knight that wasn't really supposed to be there anyway. So it's wasting time when I could have had the bishop on this square controlling this and the diagonal. But instead I wasted a lot of time doing things that ended up making my position really bad. And I also didn't look for tactics. Or things like this. I need to practice things like discovery attacks in this position because you can see that the rook is now lined up with the queen. I need to practice things where, oh, if he takes my knight, I can't take back because I'm going to lose my queen. So maybe I should go somewhere like queen g7 so I can trade the queen or something else. But instead, I just pushed a pawn for no reason and now he takes. And instead of actually just blocking or moving my queen out of the way, which I could have done and it would have been only slightly better for white, I gave up the queen for no reason. And despite spending a lot of time here, I still didn't calculate properly. So once you get to 1,000, there is more things that come into play. But even just getting to 1,000, I just look at the clock difference. I'm on move 27 with 4 minutes left, whereas a previous game I would have been on the same move with like 8 minutes left, where I just took time. So that in total is some things that can help you. Even just those simple things like taking time, spending time looking at your moves, checks, captures, attacks, looking what can happen on the board, and just looking at your overall board vision and scanning before anything happens or after anything happens to see if you're going to get mated, is there an attack, is there a threat. But those are some ideas that you can take home as a 1,000 or below 1,000 to help you improve to get to the next level in chess. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any tips or ideas that you want to leave for other people in the comments, please feel free to do so. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.